Hi students, today we will discuss about the DFA and the examples of a DFA which are asked on exam for 5 marks. Okay, first we see the examples. Construct a DFA for language N which consists of a string starts with single symbol, that is A, over the summation AB. Now here first we have to write the language. Language is a collection of a different strings. The condition is that string starts with A. Therefore, minimum string will be A. Then string starts with A. Then it ends with either A or B. Next, string starts with A, ends with AA. Starts with A, it ends with either double B. Starts with A, ends with either A or B, and so on. Okay. Next, the transition diagram of a given DFA is. Now see here, the minimum string is A. Then the length of this minimum string is 1. 1 plus 1, that is equal to 2. That's why there are 2 states in a transition diagram. For example, see here, Q0, which is the initial state, then Q1, that is the final state. Now see here, the condition is that string starts with A. Okay, string starts with A. If the string starts with B, that is the invalid. So that here we can add one more state, that is dead state. It can accept the invalid input alphabet. If the string starts with B, then the condition is invalid. So here we can write the B, and here we can give the self loop of a given alphabet A comma D. Then see here, if string starts with A, then it will be ends with either A or B. That is the transition diagram of a given condition that string starts with A. Now here we have to check the transition diagram is correct or not. See here, the input alphabet of Q0 is A and B, which is fulfilled. Then input alphabets of Q1, that is A comma B, will be fulfilled, as well as the input alphabet which are gives on Q epsilon will be also fulfilled. Therefore, this transition diagram is completed. Now we can write the tuples. How we can write the tuples? M is equal to Q summation delta Q0 F, where Q is equal to finite set of states Q0, Q1, Q epsilon. Again, summation, that is the input alphabets A comma B. Then Q0, that is the initial state. Here in DFA, in transition diagram, initial state will be Q0. F means what? Final state, which is denoted by the double circle, that is Q1. Now how to find out the delta? Here we can find out the delta Q and summation. Okay, input alphabets are A, B, and states are Q0, Q1, Q epsilon. Now see here, A of Q0 will be gives to A, Q1. Okay, Q0A on Q1, Q0B on Q epsilon. See here, Q1A, Q1B, that is the self loop. Therefore, Q1A and Q1B will be on Q1 itself. Then dead state Q epsilon, again it has the self loop. That's why Q epsilon has A and B on itself. That is Q epsilon, Q epsilon. That is the DFA, which consists of a string starts with A over summation A B. Okay. Now we see the next example. The string starts with AA double symbol over AB. Here we can write the language as. One most important thing is that the language contains only valid strings. See here, string starts with A, that is A will be the minimum string. Then starts with AA, it will be ends with either A or B. Okay. Then we can write the combinations of A or B and so on. Okay. Now we can draw the transition diagram as length of a minimum string will be 2 and 1 is added in the length of this string, that is 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. Therefore given transition diagram contains 3 states. See here, initial state 1 and 2. This will be the final state. Here we can start the transition diagram. Start. Okay. A. Now see here, string condition is that string starts with AA. Therefore here we can add dead state. Okay. If string starts with B, then B is drawn here. Okay. Because dead state accept the invalid input. Okay. Now see here, if A will be come between these two A, which is again invalid because the condition is that string starts with only 2A, not a multiple A's. That's why if okay, see here, if A is occurring in between these two A, but here we can gives already A to the Q2. Now see here, if B is occurring between these two A, then what will we do? See here, if B is occur between these two A, then it is invalid. Then we can give this B to the dead state. Okay, this is the starts with. If string starts with AA, then it can be ends with either A or B. Okay, now see here, this is the transition diagram of a string starts with A. Now here we check the input alphabets which are fulfilled or not. Q0 AB, yes. Q1 AB, Q2 AB, Q epsilon AB, and the tuples are same as the previous example. Next, we see the example string starts with. Next example is that string starts with okay, string starts with AAA or string starts with 1 0 0 or string starts with 1 0 2 over the alphabet 0 1 2. See here, language is 0 1 0 2, that is the minimum language which is the condition given in the example. Starts with 1 0 2, it can be ends with either 0, either 1, either 2 and so on. Okay, now see here, the minimum the length of a minimum string will be 3 and we can add 1 in that length, that is 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. Therefore total number of states in a transition diagram will be 4. 1 2 3 and 4, which is the final state. Now see here, start condition is that string starts with 1 0 and 2. Okay, now we can add dead state. Now see here, if string starts with 0, then it is invalid. We can use here. If string starts with 2, then it is again invalid. Then we can write 2 here. Okay, then if string starts with A, but if the 0 is occurs between 1 and 0, then the 0 is already given. Now see here, if 1 is occurs between these two symbols, then what we do? If I will give here self loop, then it starts with 1 1 1 1 0 2. Okay, which is invalid. That's why here we can give the 1 to the dead state. If 2 will occurs between these two, then again it is invalid. That's why here we can view the 2 also. Okay, now see here. If string starts with 1, 0, 2, if 0 is occurs between 0 and 2, then it cannot be valid, because here if I can write here self loop, then the string will be starts with 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, then 2, which is invalid. That's why here we can give the 0 to the dead state. Then if 1 is occurs between these two, then it is also invalid, and 2 is occurs between these two, which is already given. Okay, now see here we can write 0, 1, 2. Now see here the Q3. If string starts with 1, 0, 2, then it ends with either 0 or 1 or 2. Okay, this is the transition diagram of a string starts with a 1, 0, 2 over 0, 1, 2. Next example ends with. Next example is that ends with. Okay, see the example. Construct a DFA for language L which consists of a string strings ends with 0 over the alphabet 0, 1. Now see here, first we have to write the language. Okay, ends with what? 0. That's why the minimum string is 0. Ends with 0, then starts with either 0 or 1. Okay, ends with 0, then starts with again number of zeros, starts with number of ones or combination of ones, then 0, 1, 1 and so on. Here we can write the 0, because the condition is that the strings ends with the 0. Okay, the transition diagram. Here the minimum string has the length 1. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Therefore, total number of states in the transition diagram will be 2. Q0 and Q1. This is the final state. Okay, 2 states. One important thing is that ends with does not contain dead state. See here. Start ends with 0. Okay, the condition is that ends with the 0, then the string either starts with 0 or 1. It is already starts with 0. Then if 1 is occurs here, then no problem. Here we can write the self loop of a 1, because the condition is that string ends with 0. That's why string starts with either 0 or 1. 0 is already given, that's why remaining is 1. Okay, now see here. Ends with 0, then number of 0 will be occur here. If the string ends with number of zeros, then here we can write the self loop of the 0. Now see here, if 1 is occurs after this 0, if 1 is occurs after this 0, then how to valid this string? Okay, then if we go to the 0, at that time this string will be valid, because it ends with 0. So what I do here, then we can give the 0 here, reverse. We can use the 1 here. Now see here, check any string, check 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. We can get the final state. Again 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. We can get the final state. That's why this is the complete DFA of a transition. DFA of a ends with 0. String ends with 0. Now see here, we have to check it is fulfilled or not. Q0, 0, 1, Q1, 0 and 1. Okay, understand? Next example is that. Next example. See here, construct a DFA for language L which consists of a string ends with B, C over the alphabet A comma B comma C. Okay, see here the language will be L is equal to condition is that string ends with BC. Therefore, the minimum string is BC. Then string ends with BC. Therefore, it starts with either A or B or C. Okay, or the combinations A, B, 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 C, and so on. Only the condition is that string ends with BC. See here, length of a minimum string will be 2. 2 plus 1, 3. Therefore, total number of states which are present in the transition diagram will be 3. See here, Q0, Q1, Q2 will be final state. Start. Then B, C. See here, string ends with BC. Then the string also starts with either A or B or C. But B is already given. That's why here we can write the A comma C. Okay. Then if string. Now see here, if string, if A is occurs between B and C, then it will be what? Not valid. Okay. If B, suppose this is a B and C, okay, and the A is here, then what I do? Okay, see here, if A is occur, then A is given here, B, A, B, C. Okay, understand? B, A, B, C. If B will be occur, then what will we do? Number of B's are there. Okay, see here, if this B is here and C, then here we can use number of B. String ends with BC. That's why here we can give the self loop of a B. See here, next. C. After C, if A will be occur, then C नंतर ना A आला, तर आपल्याला स्ट्रिंग व्हॅलिड होण्यासाठी काय कशाची गरज आहे? B and C. If A will occur, then if I will give here A, then string ends with AC, which is invalid. If condition will be satisfied, then I can give A here. Now see here, A, B, C. Okay. After that, B will be occur after C. Then what we do? Then B will be gives here. Why B is here, not here? Because we can choose the minimum path or shortest path. See here, C, B, C. Okay, we can get to the get the final state. After that, if C will be occur after C, then if I will give C here, then it ends with CC, which is invalid. Then we can give the C here, C, B, C. Okay, this is the transition diagram for a string ends with BC. Now we can check any string A, B, C. See here, A, B, C. We can get the final state. Okay. Next example is that CAB. String ends with CAB over the summation ABC. Now see here, the example, the language is minimum string will be CAB. It can ends with CAB. So the string either starts with A or B or C. Okay, ends with CAB. We can write combinations and so on. See here, transition diagram. The minimum string has the length 3. Then we can add 1 into it. Therefore, total number of states are present in the transition diagram will be 4. 4. So, draw here 4 states. Q0, Q1, Q2 and Q3. Q3 will be our final state. start C A B. C A B. Now see here, this string ends with C A B. Then it starts with either A or B or C, but C is already given. Now see here, if string ends with C A B, then A will be already given. If C will be occur, then what we do? Here I can use the self loop, because after this C, number of C will be occur, then string also ends with CAB. That's why here we can write the self loop. Okay, then if A will be occur, then A will be given here. If B will be occur after this C, then what we do? We can go back. See here, C, B, C, A, B. We can get the final state. Now, here, if A will be occur, then I cannot give the self loop here. Okay.